to play CGS for the Rio Sinistro, and then they go back playing 1.6 in the CGS off-season. So that's hard for them.
Not impossible to do though. I mean, complexity in the North American scene seem to, but then again, they seem to go hot and cold as well. I mean, we saw them recently in CEVO at Quad V, and they seem to struggle a little bit. So I suppose it's half a dozen of one, 6 of the other, where it's kind of a trade-off between the Source and 1.6, and it does appear to be hurting the teams that are trying to play both, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's difficult. It seems we're live here right now, and with MiBR on the offensive side of the Inferno here, and Nak is poised in the one we refer to as the banana hallway, as the rest of MiBR are making their way up the middle here.
It seems like they're going to use Nak as a blocker as well. He has been the only member to actually purchase a decent pistol. He does have the USP to work with, so looks like this big side push is going to start.
They're definitely committing here. Termi picks up 2 fast headshots there on Kogu and FNX.
It's looking really good here for this natural CT defense as Solo picks up the pistol kill onto BTT, of course. I believe BTT is a massive mixed martial arts fan, in fact, so that's a reference to Brazilian top team, so there's your random trivia for this game. Now it looks like the rotation here has started. Solo started to make his way back up towards the top of Banana. See, we got Bit, he's actually made his way onto the site, but he's going to be dropped. Double headshots! Nak and Bit both taken down on that Banana site, and that's going to be a 1-0 score in favour of the CTs of eStro. eStro going to look to capitalise on that now and take the next 2 rounds, aren't they?
And it still continues to confuse me here, as this is the 3rd match we've seen so far today, and thus far eStro is the only team that has players that are able to stand out in the pistol round. You saw Termi pick up 2 big headshots, and then at the end there with Bale, and it was the same way against MYM. And when we watched the MTW against Team Alternate match, none of their players could do that. So it seems like eStro is definitely on a hot streak here, and looking to pick up their 2nd round of the match, while MiBR are fielding the Eagles.
Yeah, definitely, and that's going to be a huge advantage that eStro have, of course, not only being, just based in 1.6, but they play a lot more pistol rounds than MiBR or any of the CGS teams, so that should be an advantage for them. And as we know, I mean, pistol rounds can very well decide the course of certain games. If it's it's a tight game, 6 rounds can be all the difference. Yeah, looks like this banana side push is coming in. Solo with the HE kill onto FNX, 5-on-4 situation. Let's see if MiBR can recover now, because, well, as you can see, no real casualties taken here by...
Solo's outsmarted himself right there.
That's one way of putting it. The 2 M4 kills finish it off, and that MiBR attack comes to pretty much nothing on the banana bomb site.
Makes me think about the expression, less is more, let the first guy pass and shoot him.
yeah, definitely. Bait them in, make sure that, you get the first guy to go through without, taking any fire. The second guy comes through completely unaware, he gets dropped by the headshot.
I saw MiBR doing that in an earlier game in Tuscan, and it was BTT on the receiving end. He let 2 players pass him, and the 3rd one checked the corner and killed him.
Revenge, most definitely a dish best served cold, and well, definitely did get a modicum of revenge with the baiting frag though. Looks like we are going to see some grenades into 2nd mid, so it looks like eStro fairly well prepared here for a 2nd mid push. You can see we got He watching.
This should be a Glock massacre right here. He's looking poised to pick up a lot of eco frags, and he does. Remember, we can't see the scoreboard here, so it's kind of hard to see who's a star player, but so far both Termi and he has been playing well for the Koreans, Jay.
Yeah, most definitely. He's eco frags though. They will make his kill to death ratio look that little bit better come the end of the 1st half, of course. Now we are going to see MiBR rushing out. Let's have a look which way they're going to go here, because
one of the defining characteristics of the Inferno on top level is that it's almost always close, and there's no real CT or T advantage. Most teams pick up between 6 and 8 rounds on each half, and let's hope we can see one of those games here today, and instead of a landslide, because it's much more entertaining for you guys at home to follow the match. Right now, Kogu's hiding behind a smoke down in the banana hallway, making his way up there, possibly trying to get a pick early on.
The bomb is on BTT, so I'm going to be looking for BTT to find out which direction he's going, but it looks like we are going to see a rotation here, so I'm guessing the terrorist has to push onto banana. Yep, here we go. Following Bit now.
They got the entry frag here and should commit to the site. Lots of flashbangs going off. I don't think Bit really knows where he's at. And they're setting up for an after plant towards the banana. As the Koreans are coming in here with He getting picked off by Bit 1. Exchanging frags back and forth. Solo should be without a chance in this situation if the Brazilians played smart. And they get their first round standing up, absolutely screaming at the Koreans, trying to discourage them.
You can most definitely hear the Brazilian contingent in the audience going absolutely mental here for MiBR's first round, of course. And that was the first gun round, so MiBR now going to have a handle on the cash situation. We should very well be seeing an eco coming in here from eStro, unless they decide to light buy, which I highly doubt, to be quite honest, because they got the pistols under the belt, so they're not necessarily hurting for rounds here. See, it looks like
they're trying I think they're trying a nade save, sort of throwing nades all over the map here to pick off MiBR players. So far, very, very unsuccessful at that.
Yeah, MiBR seem to have gone just completely anti-eco, haven't they?
Yep.
Definitely the smart thing to do in this situation. 5-on-5 situation anyway. The bomb is going to be on Knack.
When you know the other team is on a save round, like MiBR more than likely knows right now, it's you take it calm and you play it smart and you stick together and try to use the length and width of the map to your advantage.
Yeah, definitely utilizing the 7.62 round of that AK. You know, the extra distance that you have. It's going to be a huge factor here for MiBR. And really, we should see this round go their way almost by default. But they've been playing exceptionally slow so far. Do you think that's the correct way to approach it?
Yeah, I think it's smart play by them. As you can see here now, several of the eStro players have indeed bought, and sort of gambling with their money situation here. If they lose this round, resets their funds. If not, obviously they win the round, but it's a huge risk, and so far it's been working out for them. Taking down 2 players here. He coming up huge, but being picked off by FNX. Taking 2 players here in the middle area of the map.
It does look like we are going to see a push onto the covered site here. You can see we've got FNX just checking out library. The CTR is going to be dropped. eStro on the light buy, coming up with the M4 frags, and it almost seemed like they suckered MiBR in a little bit though. I mean, they tossed off those HEs at the beginning, and it was sort of like a case of MiBR saying, okay, they're obviously eco. They got a little bit too aggressive pushing in, and well, took those casualties early, and that's what we see now. 4-1 the score. MiBR not able to keep all the momentum. And
here on stage in Cologne, I think we have a little bit of a shit talk contest between the 2 teams here. When MiBR won their first round here a couple of minutes ago, they were standing up screaming at the Koreans, and now it's eStro returning the favor as they picked up that round, Jay. And he continues where he left off.
He is just
absolutely plowing through the Brazilians here.
That's going to be the final kill. He's going to get 4 frags that round, and I have to say he is going to be top of the scoreboard now for eStro, of course. 5-1 the scoreline. From this point forward now, really, I mean, eStro are going to have more than enough cash to work with, and MiBR's cash is definitely going to be an issue, of course, because every time that you win a round, lose a round, like you said, like you pointed out, it resets the cash, so
they have to string together a couple of rounds at least to get any kind of momentum going here, and so far it hasn't been working out for them at all. And eStro are surfing just like they were in their previous game against MiBR Makers. What happens if eStro wins this match is that we're going to have a group of death final match, if you want to call it that, straight after this one, where MiBR Makers and MiBR are fighting with their backs against the wall to proceed to the playoffs here at WCG Germany.
Yep, I can guarantee that both teams are pretty much sweating bullets, because that is an international class sort of game that you're going to see, and it's in the group stages. I mean, how many big tournaments have, you know, a group as packed with talent as this from the start? So yeah, definitely Group C. Very applicable name is the Group of Death. Then we're going to see Solo with the headshot onto Bit, and it looks like we're going to see Kogu replying with the AK-47 frag. Now looking at a 4-on-3 situation in favour of MiBR. It looks like, oh, that's the headshot from the AK. That's going to be Knack.
Smart play by Knack there. Waiting on that rotation. Getting picked up in turn, though. They need to plant that bomb.
Definitely need to get the bomb down. I mean, not only an extra $800, but they're going to force out. Well, it looks like he's going to be last man standing, so this is probably going to be a good round here for MiBR. Saying that, no!
Look at the health of FNX and BTT. That was close. Too close for comfort.
Yep, you can almost imagine that, you know, the heart palpitations of MiBR in that situation pretty much off the chart. 5-2 the scoreline anyway. I would still have to say that so far in the game, really, we've seen he be the dominant player, but it seems like MiBR really put in a team effort here to just try and claw back the rounds.
Yeah, and that's positive when you watch MiBR, because like you said, they're not exactly known for consistency, so when all the players can contribute to getting those rounds, it looks promising for the rest of the match. You do not want a single MiBR star going off, because their efforts are not going to be coherent enough to win a match at this level against opponents such as eStro.
Yeah, definitely. eStro bringing the 1.6 mentality and teamwork to this. MiBR are going to be looking to match that, of course. 5-on-5 situation. It looks like we are going to see a bit of action over towards the covered bomb site. Here's Termi with the M4 in hand. Get his grenade out to second mid. That's obviously in case somebody's boosting into the apartments, but I don't think anybody particularly was. Now, Nak has just picked up the bomb, so it looks like we are going to start to see a move here. Termi pushing through the carpeted hallway, and it looks like there's going to be nobody second mid by the sounds of it. I'm not hearing anybody just yet. Oh, spoke too soon! Catches two of them, only managed to get one frag though. That was kind of a bit of a mistake there from Termi, wasn't it?
Sort of a tournament nervousness. You have two players in front of you, both with their backs turned, and you can get two easy headshots with 6 bullets. Instead, he starts spraying, and he gets picked off. He, on the other hand, provides excellent coverage for his teammates. They're taking out 2 Brazilians, and Kogu is left in a terrible situation here against 2 eStro players.
Yep, he and Bale going up against Kogu. Kogu is going to be headshotted by Bale from the back of pit, and that's going to be the end of the round. We are now going to see a 6-2 scoreline. In that situation, really, I mean, Kogu would be the player that you'd turn to clutch, but you're talking going up against he and Bale, not much chance in that situation, really, was there?
I'm getting a sneaking suspicion here that eStro is really on fire, and it's going to be hard to put that fire out during this group phase here at WCG. It looks like it's early in the match still, but the way they're playing, the way they're hitting their individual shots, it looks very promising for Korean esport fans right now.
Yeah, most definitely. One thing to point out as well about Inferno, like you did say, it is a very even map, but if you do let those CTs start to run away with it, and then you don't have to eco, it's going to be an exceptionally one-sided game. Now we're going to see a Glock save here. Might as well be a Swedish save for the money, to be quite honest. There's the headshot coming in from Ari. That's going to be FNX takedown. Solo with the double bit, and Kogu both taken out as Ari picks up a second one. BTT being dropped. Nak though with the reply Glock shot, but Solo shutting him down. That's going to be another round in favour of eStro. The scoreline now 72. And like I said, the cash situation getting further and further away from MiBR here. Termi and the folks over at eStro are going to have an exceptional amount of cash to work with. I would hazard a guess that at least 10k by this point.
Yeah, and you should see MiBR fully equipped now. But again, if they lose this round, it's going to be tough on them. So this could either be a turning point in the match for MiBR, or we could see more of the same here as they make their way up middle. Nades flying all over the place. It seems like they're committing to a rush here early. And running into a Korean roadblock. It seems Termi picks up 2 big frags with a Clarion before Nak can take out 2 of his own with fantastic shooting abilities, and you can hear he screaming as he wins a round for eStro. It's 8-2 here in Cologne.
It's just one of these situations where, I mean, he has been the sort of linchpin for eStro. He's found himself in that situation, you know, the clutch situation, time and time again, and really he's come up with the goods, hasn't he? He's not failed to disappoint.
No, he's been huge for them, as have Bale, and Termi is also starting to play really, really well. That's kind of funny because most people consider Solo the big star, or he was a big star early on as eStro had their breakthrough on the international stage. There's another say around here by MiBR, and eStro makes light work of the Brazilians once again.
You know what's even worse about that? Not a single casualty taken by eStro that round, so you're not even talking, what, $5,600 worth of damage done to any of the players. We've got to be looking now at close to 16k on the board here for these eStro players, and we're looking at a 9-2 scoreline, so I can't really see them being forced to eco for the rest of the first half here.
No, they should be able to buy out.
I see a second mid push here coming in from Nak. Nak making the way up. Kogu is going to be the bomb carrier now. Really, I haven't seen enough of Kogu on point here. He's not been really getting those picks, has he?
No, Kogu seems rusty. He's one of those star players that you look to for those crucial frags. Here he picks up Ari, who's pushed all the way through Banana, and that was a very easy flanking frag here on by Kogu. Thus far, he's not been the star player the Brazilians need him to be.
Does that not show the confidence that eStro are playing with, though? The fact that Ari pushed all the way down Banana without even being spotted. He got all the way to Kogu's position near, coming back from second mid into mid, and almost didn't get spotted at that point. I mean, Kogu was quite fortunate to actually get the frag in that situation.
Yep, and as you can see, Kogu's low on health, and Nak took a couple of hits as well, while all of eStro's players are at 100 health. Going into the final 35 seconds of this round.
And you would have to hazard a guess at this point. It's looking like it's probably going to be an eStro round. MiBR seemingly in two minds about which way they're going to take the bomb here. I mean, you can see FNX, he's just checking out the carpeted hallways, but we did have a sort of setup towards banana. It looks like they've now changed it up to second mid, and it looks like they may be going back to banana. So I think they're trying to sell the fake here, but
15 seconds left to play. This is a little late.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. I mean, you could possibly get the bomb down here. What, takes 7 seconds?
This is risky play by MiBR. Will it work out for the Brazilians? They need to get the bomb down now.
No, not going to happen. Surely not going to happen at this point. That's going to be a round, or is it? Oh! Milliseconds to spur. That was ridiculous. That was leaving it just a little bit too late for my liking, but at least they got the job done. Only 2 members remaining to defend this bomb plant on the banana, though. It's going to be Knack and FNX taking on He and Termi. He and Termi, of course, both with full health. So
he is brimming with confidence as he runs in, spots one, picks one off, gets Termi,
nice.
Picks out the other, and phenomenal play by eStro there. MiBR is really playing it too close for comfort as well, with getting that plant down just in the nick of time, but it didn't help them in the end.
Well, extra $800, but really $800 is not what's needed here. That's not it's not the prescription from the doctor that MiBR really want. They need to really take some rounds here. I mean, 10-5, not particularly respectable scoreline on Inferno, but it's a lot better than what we could see. I mean, if we do see a 13-2 like we saw against MYM, and on a much more even map as well, you'd have to hazard a guess that there's pretty much no way back if it does finish 13-2.
Yep. And like we talked about also, eStro's hot off the trails of World Esport Masters in China, where they placed third in the end with basically all the best teams in the world in attendance. MiBR was not there. They placed 5th to 6th in Dubai and 3rd in Montreal before that. It's been a very busy month for these teams.
Certainly has. I mean, the season has kicked off. We had sort of a lull period in 1-6 for a while, though, where there's only a couple of events being run, but they've seriously come on in force, and that's what we like to see here at Quad V, of course. Now we got Termi and company. It looks like he and Solo are going to be down past about quarter health. MiBR on a 4-man now, so advantage really is over to eStro in this situation. I mean, they've got the cash to work with as well. 10-2 the scoreline, 44 seconds remaining. Looks like a bit is going to be falling back down towards banana here, so should be seeing the attack any moment. Doesn't look like they're going to be leaving it as long as they did last time. No time for walking either as FNX picks up the opening frag. Ari replies into BTT, though. Still the advantage here. You have to hazard a guess with eStro. Saying that, though, we're going to see MiBR actually cut the rotation.
FNX did well there to pick off a rotator, but Termi takes him out in turn, and we are now left with another 2-on-2 situation in the B bomb side. Solo takes out Knack, and that leaves Bit all alone. Whoa, big play there by Bit, and he takes out both Termi and Solo to push the score to 3-10, and the Brazilians need all the rounds they can get right now, Jay.
Most definitely. I mean, got to salvage a little bit of pride out of this, because this has been an exceptionally one-sided game. I did think that it was going to be a lot closer than this, but like I did point out at the beginning of the broadcast, MiBR not necessarily known for the consistency, of course, and like you did point out, going back and forth between CSS and CS 1.6 seemingly has hurt the game a little bit here. Smokes down mid, Knack with the opening headshot.
Finally they get that early pick, which is so crucial in modern Counter-Strike. They can basically now lean on eStro, picking up another one right there as they try and rotate or push through certain parts of the map, and it's funny how fast things can change. But right now MiBR looks poised to take this round.
Saying that, Solo's definitely got something to say about it. M4 kill from the top of banana onto Knack. Looks like the banana push is going to start on mass here from MiBR. Kogu, FNX and BTT all set to rush banana. No, looks like they're going to fall back towards mid here. 57 seconds, so they got plenty of time to play with on the clock. Looks like, eStro have gone fairly defensively here. They're not peeking onto mid, they're not peeking onto banana, so playing it exceptionally smart. You can see we've got Bale watching the carpeted hallway.
And he is hiding in the little pit. This is smart play here, right, by eStro. They're stretching out their defense, and if the Brazilians commit, they have a crossfire, a pretty big crossfire that they can use. Now they spot He, pick him off. It's going to be hard. FNX takes down Bale and He as well, and it's a 4th round for the Brazilians here, I would suspect.
Well, I'd be very surprised if Solo does manage to clutch this 3-on-1 situation. FNX is low on health, though, so he could be dropped by one bullet to the leg or such.
Doesn't look like it. He's running off into T-spawn, where he's going to hide out the round, give it up essentially for MiBR. It's too difficult to take that back, and it's a pretty smart play by Solo, even though eStro certainly should have the financial resources to sustain a run here.
Yeah, most definitely. You could say that he's not going to lose anything by going in and looking for those frags, but it's good practice, isn't it? I mean, it's at the end of the day, you want to play a certain way. You want to make sure that even when you're in a dominant position like this, that you can actually control your own weaponry. So getting out of there, going for the save was definitely a smart thing to do.
So a great late surge here from MiBR, Jay. We certainly did not think that 5 minutes ago, but things can turn around in a hurry, and it has done now. It's going to be interesting to see if MiBR can get their 5th round of the half, and if they can, they'd be in decent shape for the CT half, provided they win the pistol.
Indeed. But the pistols, as we said, not necessarily one of MiBR's strength, and really eStro do excel at the pistols. Anyway, it looks like we are going to see a push onto mid here. So they could be thinking about going banana, of course. MiBR playing exceptionally cautiously. This is not what I'm used to seeing from the Brazilian team, of course. They normally do play with a little bit more flair than this, but here we go. Flashbangs and smokestack. Another solo picks up a headshot. It's going to be Bit with the reply to Solo as Kogu picks up a headshot as well.
Very cunning positioning again from Solo. This time he didn't take his chances. He shot the first guy and got taken out, but it was a really nice position there, hiding behind the unlikely first boxes in banana.
Now in this situation, 4-on-2 here, not about 4-on-1 now, as you see Kogu picking up the kill onto Heat. Not really much that could be done there from eStro. We are going to see a 10-5 half-time score. And from this point forward now, I mean, pistols are going to be just devastatingly important here for MiBR, aren't they?
This is a funny game. MiBR came back late after eStro completely dominated the first 10 rounds. And they're still in this game. If they can get off to a good start at CT, they have every possibility of actually winning. And we did not think that after the first 6 or 7 rounds, did we?
No, if you would have said that, I would have probably eaten my hat, to be quite honest. Just the simple fact that it did seem like it was going to be a 12-3 scoreline at one point. It was looking exceptionally one-sided, but MiBR deciding that, enough's enough, we're going to show them some of that Brazilian playstyle that we are famous for, and they pick up the last 3 rounds of the first half. So just waiting for the restart here for the second half. Who do you think is going to be the key player to keep an eye on in the pistol round of the second half?
It's going to be interesting to see, but I'd put my money on FNX to come up big in the pistol round. He has done plenty of times in the past, and he's one of the highest skilled individual players in the world, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him pick up a couple of frags if the Koreans can't keep up their extremely well-placed pistol round shots.
Yeah, most definitely. The way that they've been setting up as well on the CT defense, we saw just positions that support each other. That's what we saw, like you did highlight the crossfire, making sure that anyone who steps into that kill zone is going to be dropped, and really it's going to have to be a coordinated effort from MiBR here in the pistol round to actually combat that. Here
we go again, and another thing, the teams actually stopped yelling at each other halfway through the first half.
A little bit of respect being shown. Perhaps MiBR don't want to look as daft as they would with the trash talking and such, because nothing worse than trash talking and actually losing a game, is there?
It looked like they figured that they might as well just shut up and play, and it seemed to work out better for them in the end.
Yeah.
There we go with FNX, the player we talked about initially here. And MiBR is pushing all the way down banana bomb side.
Exceptionally aggressive push. They've gone all the way down, so they know that it's not going to be a mid push.
This has effectively cut the map in half here. Basically, there's only one way that eStro players can go.
And this is kind of a dire situation now for eStro, because as we can see, BTT has actually boosted up and he's got a good view onto second mid. See him watching the T-Ramp as he picks up one shot for the FNX for the headshot as well. Kogu there for the headshot with the USP. We'll see Bit with the USP headshot, and Kogu for the final one. That's going to finish it up. So MiBR picking up that all-important pistol round. We're now going to see a 10-6 scoreline, and you'd have to hazard a guess that the next 2 rounds, almost by default, are going to go the way of MiBR here.
Yeah, it was a really exciting pistol round strat there, and also very risky on MiBR's behalf, but it certainly paid off for them, and they got that good start that we talked about that they needed. If they can avoid upsets in the say rounds here, they're in good shape.
Now here's a question, Jonas. Are we going to see Kogu break out the AWP for the CT side?
I think we are, and when MiBR are at their best, you basically see, it looks like they don't have strats, but what they're doing is they let Kogu buy an AWP, and whichever spawn he has, he just runs with it and picks up that position with the
first
AWP.
Kill. That all-important, like you pointed out, that all-important first kill, if he can get that. And that's really what Kogu's role is. He is the go-to guy for that first frag. Anyway, left side push coming in. Looks like Term and he with the headshots. The bomb is going to be planted. And are we going to see MiBR eco here?
This is certainly not a good prospect here early in the round. eStro getting the bomb down fast, picking up 2 big frags. Let's see here on the retake. Nades are flying all over the place.
See, we got He up in the balcony. He's going to pick up the Deagle headshot. Termy also the Deagle kill onto BTT. But still alive though. He's got the. In fact, he's not alive. He's been dropped. In fact, he had the FMS.
FNX is running.
Yep, he's going to get out of there with his weapon. He knows that it's too late now. It's going to be the bomb exploding any second here, and it's going to go 11-6, which really MiBR have just thrown away the momentum, haven't they?
This is what we talked about. That it was so precious for MiBR to avoid. I think they played that round stupidly. They let eStro push all the way up middle and into the site without challenging them. And we talked about it earlier in these save rounds or anti-save rounds. You have to use the advantage and the power of your guns to your advantage.
Yeah.
MiBR didn't, and they paid the price.
Well, they let eStro get in and proverbially grab them by the belt, of course. Now that looks like that's going to be a big AG. Down to second mid. Turn there with the AK frag onto Nak. So 5-4 situation. Oh no, 4-4. 4-3 now as Ari picks up the AG kill onto a bit. Looking like we are going to see the frags being exchanged.
Outsmarted himself again, like we saw Solo do earlier, and this is going to be an eStro round.
That's definitely looking that way. FNX with just over half health left. I'm guessing he's bagged himself a weapon and he's going to be falling back because it looks like eStro are going to be on the hook here. As we are going to see FNX with the M4 headshot, but eventually shut down by He. He has been really the star player so far.
It's a menace. It's a menace for. He was during the first match against MYM as well, together with Bale, and it really looks like it's these 2 players so far that has been shining for eStro.
Most definitely. I mean, he has been absolutely on fire. You can't fault the way that he's played. MiBR, like I said, that consistency just seems to be lacking at the moment. Getting eco after winning the pistols in the first half, of course. 12-6 scoreline now.
Where was the confidence to rush down Banana in their anti-save round?
That's what I was just about to say. I was going to say they did it on the pistols when it's a fair firefight. They just wouldn't do it in the in the gun round subsequent, which kind of confused me, to be quite honest.
Yeah, it's a common mistake. You get too careful. You can't get too careful because if you get afraid to win, you're not going to win. It's easy as that.
Well, it looks like MiBR did manage to push down Banana, but as you can see, it looks like eStro just utilising the overpowering weaponry and winning on a 4-on-1 situation. So
big round coming up here for. Sorry to cut you off, but big round coming up here for MiBR. They really need to pull something back here.
Most definitely, and eStro being on that T side as well. I mean, weaponry is going to be less of an issue, of course, because the AK price $2,500 as opposed to $3,100 for that M4. So, and you got to throw in diffuse kits as well.
And like you talked about it, also Kogu whipped out that big gun, and here he puts it to work straight away, taking down Bale.
And he's going to be watching Banana here, which is probably the better position for the AWP. In fact, I tend to go Banana if I'm AWPing on 1.6 as opposed to going mid, because really mid, it's got quite a bit of good cover, whereas Banana, once you get to the entrance of Banana, you really are a sitting duck, aren't you?
So you're saying you can hit your shots like Kogu?
Not better than Kogu, no, I would never ever say that. Kogu, like I said, for my money, he's one of the most entertaining players in 1.6, but if he's anything like me, he prefers AWPing on Banana. That's just the way that I roll, I'm afraid. Anyway, 4-on-3 situation in favour of MiBR here. Let's see if they can capitalise. Ari's starting to move through the Banana bomb site. Looks like he's going to go for the connect.
Ari doesn't know where he's at.
I guess he was flashed there, yep. AK-47, not going to get the kill as Kogu takes him down at close range. Nicely done.
But what we can't see here is that eStro made their way into the other bomb site where they planted the bomb.
Fake, nicely done.
Yep. They sold that fake completely. Kogu took down a player again with the AWP, but he took some shots to his body armor as well. And we have a 3-on-3 situation here with the CTs of MiBR having to come in, and that's increasingly difficult as the clock ticks down.
Yeah, most definitely. 15 seconds till that bomb does explode. Termy and he left alive. Got up against Bit and Kogu. We're going to see a frag there from Termy. Oh my god! eStro locking down the netted bomb site after that Banana fake. And we are now going to see a 14-6 scoreline, 2 points away from securing the victory here. You'd have to say that really this is eStro's game to lose, isn't it?
And it's a smart play there again by eStro. They really stretched MiBR too thin, really, by hitting the B side and then hitting the opposite side from the hallways, leaving a lot of distance to be covered by the remaining MiBR players on the rotation there. and they just didn't have time to make those intelligent choices as well when they came back into the bomb sites.
What do you think could be done here? Drastic change in tactics, maybe going for a 4-1 stack on banana? Or
I think right now, I think MiBR needs 3 or 4 more players to stand a chance against eStro, to be truthful here. Bale picks up FNX, and Ari fires away at Kogu and Nok, while MiBR are saving to possibly tie the game up.
You can see we got Solo picking up the AK-47 kill onto BTT. It's really looking like a one-sided affair here as Bale picks up the final headshot onto Bit. No weapon salvage from the round there from MiBR, and this is pretty much, well, worst case scenario here for MiBR. Low on cash, game point, and in the group of death. It really don't envy that situation, do you?
Not really, but we also discussed it that we might have a Group C sort of final match here later on. eStro looks to be moving on to the playoffs here, while MiBR has to square off against MiBR Makers for that last position in the playoffs. You would like to see both teams, but one has to go home, and you have to decide that later on if eStro can pick up the final round.
It's looking like they are taking actually early casualties here. It's now going to be a 5-3 situation in favour of MiBR. MiBR holding on for dear life. They know that really they need to take the draw from this situation, but that seems somewhat beyond them at this point. Saying that, here, last man standing here is going to be dropped. MiBR on the buy, showing that they've got the skills with the M4 to pay the bills. But in this situation, I mean, is that going to be enough? Can they keep momentum now?
Oh, I don't know, but there certainly isn't a fat lady singing, and it's not over till it's over.
Very true, very true. Never a truer word spoken by our colour commentator here, BSL, of course. We're looking at a situation, though, where eStro pretty much can rest on the laurels now. They've got, 7 rounds to play with before they even have to start sweating about the draw.
Yeah.
It's kind of, go time here for MiBR. This is where they've got to show that World Championship form that we've seen, in the past.
Yeah. Unfortunately for MiBR, it's too far behind in the past that we've seen this form from the Brazilian team. There's constant switching between the two games obviously hurts them, and you can just see how difficult it is for them to compete with eStro, who are motivated and extremely skilled here in Counter-Strike 1.6.
Yeah, most definitely. If you could make one suggestion here to MiBR, what would it be? Would it be just stick with one game and not spread yourself too thin, or?
I don't really know if that's a choice for these guys. I mean, they love competing, and obviously they're going to compete here if they have a chance to. But I don't think the day has enough hours for them to practice to be top-notch in these two games. It's really, really difficult.
Yeah, they are kind of like chalk and cheese when it comes to the differences. I mean, there's a lot of difference between 1.6 and CSS. To the untrained eye, it doesn't particularly look that way, but anybody who knows anything about Counter-Strike knows that there is a distinct difference between the two games, of course. So MiBR most definitely need to get over the CSS hump and get back into 1.6 mode. Seemingly they're doing that, though. I mean, they just take the last round. That's 3 rounds straight here for them. So they are going to be looking to try and salvage a modicum of respect from this game. If they can make it a little bit more respectable, at least they can walk away with the heads held high. BSL.
Oh yeah, and what we saw with eStro and MOEM was that eStro could only take 2 more rounds after they won the match. Right now, MiBR looks to be taking 2 rounds here in a row, and it's a little early for eStro to start relaxing. I think they need to put that 16th point up there in order to relax and think of the playoffs ahead.
Yeah, definitely not the time to switch off here for eStro, of course, because MiBR will pounce. Solo with double AK-47 frags, though. This is looking like, it's looking like it's going to be an MiBR round, to be quite honest. Solo with just looks like 2 HP left. That's not really a good situation. Going up against Knack with 100, FNX with looks like probably about 76 HP, and BTT with about 30. BTT though with the M4 frag, that's going to finish up the round, and MiBR maintain the momentum that they've got. And from this point forward now, I mean, they have the cash to work with, but they cannot afford to lose one single round, can they?
No. This is the very definition of working with your back against the wall. You see Termi here dropping some weapons for his teammates. Losing these 3 rounds has put a strain on the Korean economy as well. But they have another 6 rounds that MiBR has to win to tie it, so they shouldn't be too worried. Then again, they shouldn't relax too much either, because they really need to to finish this off. The longer the match goes, the more confidence is instilled in MiBR.
Most definitely, and I have to say that this will be one of the more epic comebacks that we've ever seen in Counter-Strike. Thinking back to the days of the CPL with the Complexity 3D matches, where they used to see 3D getting pretty much their asses handed to them for the first half, coming back and destroying and finishing up with the triple overtimes that we'd seen. Anyway, he though with the AK-47 frag onto FNX. 4-on-4 situation. Neutral, no real advantage here, but it looks like Kogu has started a bit of an early rotation here.
eStro is making their way up middle, that's why he's rotating, and he's trying to pick people off with that big AWP of his, and he's been really successful with this up to this point. Bale sneaking in, taking Nak's head right off, and Kogu fires back with the op twice, denying eStro entrance into the bomb site. Solo tries to fire back with an op of his own. Unsuccessful so far, but he gets the bomb down. 30 seconds left to play.
Nicely done. AWP shot there onto BTT. But then again, Kogu is most definitely the difference maker as he comes in with the M4, switches out the AWP. He's still alive though, and he has been the clutch player. One-on-one situation going up against Bit. They've managed to tag Bit though with a good M4 shot. Oh, he's out of bullets. Let's see if he can finish him. No, he can't. Didn't have the skills though with the USP. The headshot comes in from he, and that is going to be GG, of course, 16-9. The remaining rounds will be played out, of course, because we are in group stages, but eStro definitely putting in a good account themselves.
Yeah, and I'm really extremely impressed with the level of play that he brings to Germany here. That was a phenomenal 1-on-2 there. Granted, Bit 1 was probably, I don't know, nervous or stressed or something. He forgot to count his bullets or look at his bullets, but still take nothing away from the smart play of he there in the big pit that won eStro their second match and a place in the final phases of WCG 2008.
And you'd have to hazard a guess. I mean, eStro probably look like the best team in the whole tournament so far. Single Elim, how many teams are going to fall to eStro before somebody gives them a real game?
Yeah, they haven't been really tested this far. MiBR put up a little bit more of a fight than MYM, which I'm sad to say sort of rolled over early there when the eStro machine started taking away the rounds on Dust 2, but they haven't really been put to the test here, and let's hope someone can in the playoffs. It'll be a great match for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. Now looking for the eyes of Kogu here. He's going for the netted bomb site retake. See if he can move in and get the frag that he's looking for. Surprised he didn't get the tag on that first shot for the box. That looked like he was almost spot on though. See him just checking the side out, making sure that pretty much got no chances. He gets the double. Nicely done.
That's quite a predicament there for Kogu, trying to take out he in the big pit with the op.
He's just been absolutely phenomenal. I think out of the 10 players in server, if I was going to give an Iron Man of the match, it would have to go to he at this point. He's just been absolutely decimating this MiBR squad almost at will.
I don't know why the audience is leaving. I'll stay to watch he. I don't care if this match is over result-wise, I'll stay to watch he.
You know what might be more entertaining? If it was just he versus like the whole tournament. I think that would be an exceptionally close game, to be quite honest, the way he's been playing. He's just been head and shoulders above everybody else who's been in server.
That's absolutely right. And here's FNX completely blind on a save round. Tries to stay alive but can't, and Termi finishes off Nak and picks up the 18th round for eStro to MiBR's 9.
eStro really don't seem to be taking the foot off the accelerator here as well. You think they're just trying to punish MiBR for the trash talk earlier in the game?
Yeah, they might be. I know for a fact that playing teams to trash talk pisses you off, and if you can come back and win the match, it's one of the best feelings, and you certainly want to put the other team 6 feet under, so to speak, inside of the game, obviously.
Now, MiBR most definitely dead and buried here in this match. Scoreline of 18-9, of course. 1 minute 30 left on the clock here in what is the, well, we're moving into almost the penultimate round here. We see Kogu again with that AWP. Kogu, he's been sort of the one shining light here for MiBR, but he can't carry the whole team, can he?
No, he can't. And it's funny to see that Kogu can still pack a punch, even though he keeps switching between Counter-Strike Source and Counter-Strike 1.6. He's been on the top now for so long, the Brazilian player, frequently being dubbed as one of the very best players in the world, if not the best 1.6 AWP player. And he can still rack up the frags with the lean green machine.
Very hard to disagree with that affirmation there from BSL. I mean, Kogu, he For my money, he is probably the most entertaining player to watch in 1.6 at this present day and age.
And he was part of one of the most exciting matches of my career when I played for MiBR. He was at the opposing team called Generation X in ESWC qualifier in Brazil in 2003. And after the match, Kogu cried. And you know, if you can make Kogu cry, you had a good match.
Right, yep, most definitely. Well, we see it looks like it's going to be an MiBR consolation round here. Anything that MiBR put up on the board at this point is, like I said, just consolation. It's about them perhaps salvaging just a little bit of pride here from what was, well, a one-sided situation. I mean, the first half got away from them exceptionally quickly, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. And eStro ran away with it early, and when MiBR could regain their composure, they picked up a couple of rounds, but it was all too late. And it gave sort of eStro the leverage they needed to lean on the Brazilians until they fell over.
Yeah, most definitely. Knowing what they had to work with on that T side as well, that was a huge bonus.
You see, Kogu keeps racking up those frags, winning a one-on-one against Solo here for MiBR's 11th round of the match. And again, it's sort of the same thing here with eStro as they had in the MYM match. They've only won 2 rounds since getting that game-winning 16th round.
I think it's more like cruise time here for eStro. They know that they're through to the single elim stage of the tournament, of course, so they're probably sitting back, resting the laurels a little bit here, thinking, okay, let's let Kogu get some ego frags here and make sure that he doesn't go home crying again. Anyway, Kogu, speaking of ego frags, there's another one down mid onto Solo. It's looking like we could see, well, perhaps the last round go the way of MiBR here and finish up with an 18-12 scoreline, BSL.
Yeah, Solo trying to test Kogu's off skills there and got picked off early. Bit and BTT for MiBR finishes up the rest of the eStro gang, and they got the match 18-12 for Korean eStro, and they move on to the latter stages of this tournament after impressive group phase play.
Now, still plenty more action to come, of course. We've got the rest of the, well, in fact, the final fixture of the group of death, which is Group C in the Counter-Strike, of course. And let me check what we got going on the main stage as I just fumble around for my schedule. Did I actually put it away? I hope I didn't. Oh, I'm sure that there is something going on the main stage at this point. In fact, I know what it is. It's PGR. So PGR going on the main stage is going to be Mike Benbenick and I believe Red Eye. You can tune into that, of course, on TV1. If you keep it locked here on TV2, we will have coverage of MYM